everyone. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you here today. I hope that your June is off to a fantastic start. Cannot believe it's June already. Isn't that just crazy how fast time goes? I'm just blown away by it seems like 2025 just barely started. And yet here we are. So today's topic is all about Asia. Asia is a super hot destination right now. The title is Cruising Japan and Exploring Seoul, the Gion Festival, and so much more. So we are going to dive into a really fun itinerary. I haven't shared an itinerary with you for a while, and this one's a great one. So I love it. Thought I would provide a little bit of just inspiration for someone who may want to go to Japan and Asia. So one fantastic way to visit Asia is on a cruise because you can get so much bang for your buck and go so many places, and you don't have to worry about, trains and getting around in country, but you can just see a whole bunch of stuff in a really compact, pretty short amount of time and get a really amazing experience. So my client Joyce contacted me and wanted to go on a cruise and to see Asia. And we looked at a couple of different options. One of them was, they were both really, really similar. Both of them, she wanted to go in July, so she is going next month. We started working on it a little while ago, but just wanted to give you all the details now. So she wanted to go in July, and she was fascinated by a couple of differences in the cruises that she was looking at. They were both right around the same time frame. It was the same ship, and there was one sailing and then the next sailing that were back to back with each other. And the reason that she was looking at both of them and kind of trying to decide is because one of them had this cool festival called the Gion Festival that takes place in Kyoto every year in July. And the other one was fun and amazing as well with Japan, but it ended in Seoul, Korea. And so she was really torn. She didn't know which one because she wanted to see both Seoul, Korea, parts of Korea, and also Japan. And so we decided on a really great, compromise and idea was that she could do the cruise, which is, a once a year type of cruise because it includes the Gion Festival. But then we would do a little Seoul add-on at the end of the cruise so that she still could get the best of both worlds. So that is what we are going to go through today, and I'm going to share with you. Okay, so here is this great itinerary. This is the actual itinerary that Joyce is doing. I took out her exact flights and that type of information, that, more personal information, but this really is the exact cruise that Joyce is doing with her add-on that I put together and added on for her. Okay, so she is flying out on July 11th, and then she arrives on July 12th. Of course, this cruise can be done other times that do not include July, but this is a great time to go because, like I was talking about, it includes the Gion Festival. So the name of the entire festival is the Gion Matsuri, and it is a month-long festival. It's held in Kyoto, Japan. It is considered one of the most famous and important festivals in Japan. Very well known for the floats, in the parades, and the street parties, and just all kinds of really fun options. So that's why she wanted to include the Gion Festival, because it's just kind of a once-a-year thing. So anyway, back to the itinerary. So she'll arrive on Saturday, July 12th. The driver picking her up and taking her to her hotel. And the hotel that she's staying in is called the Yokohama Bay Hotel. And the reason that I recommended the Yokohama Bay Hotel is because Yokohama is the area where the ship departs from. That's the area. And of course, Tokyo is so huge, so ginormous that she could stay anywhere in Tokyo. But I recommended this hotel because it's close to the cruise port. It's in a great location. It's really close to the Landmark Tower and some museums and some parks and all kinds of things. So here are just some photos from the hotel. You can see it is really close to the marina. It's a really great property. It's got some fantastic views. whether you get a city view room or one overlooking the marina, they're both really great. So breakfast is included for her, and so that's really nice. So she will check in at the hotel, and then her flight gets in early enough in the day that she has time in the afternoon to do some exploring. And so I put together this really fun tour for her. It's called the Tokyo Night Views Photo Walk. It starts at 5:30 p.m. and it's in Tokyo, so it's not really close to her hotel. It's closer to downtown, but it's just going to be really fun because she gets to walk along and see it's with a guide, and with it's the photo shoot is included. And so she gets to start with a kind of a cyberpunk bar and get to have her photography consultation. And then they'll go around to these iconic landscapes and she will have a photo shoot. So it's really going to be fun. And 2.5 hours this evening, going to be really great. Okay. And then she'll just take a taxi back to the hotel and stay in the hotel that night. Now, the next day, this is actually on Sunday, this is actually the day that she's going to board the ship. But because she is staying so close to the ship in this hotel, she is able to check out of the hotel that morning, just leave her bag at the front desk, all of her luggage at the front desk, and go on this amazing customizable private walking tour of Tokyo. And so that is what she is going to be doing. The tour can go anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, and 5 hours was the sweet spot, because if she starts at 8:30 in the morning, then she will be finished at, say, around 1:30, just in time to board the ship. And so they'll bring her back. So basically, throughout this customizable tour, you can decide what you want to see and what you want to do. So there's a whole bunch of ideas here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's some really great, with different shrines and different art museums and architecture and fashion, temples. There's just so much, so much. The world's largest fish market, the world famous tuna auction are some of the just ideas that you could go see. And basically a professional guide just takes you to all of these great, amazing places. Then her ship sails at 5 p.m. that afternoon. And it's the 12-night itinerary. This itinerary that she is going on is on the Celebrity Millennium. It's on the Celebrity Cruise Line. And so it's a beautiful ship, just all kinds of very pretty places on board the ship. So as she's on the ship, the first stop on Monday is Mount Fuji. And I think everybody who goes to Japan wants to get a view, at least, of Mount Fuji. And Joyce is doing a Shimizu sightseeing and Mount Fuji discovery tour on this day. And it's a 6-hour tour. So amazing. They get to Mount Fuji at 7:45 a.m. and they don't leave until 7 p.m. So she's got lots of time to get to explore Mount Fuji and go on this excursion. Okay, then Tuesday is a day at sea, so she can just stay on the ship and relax. Wednesday is when they get to Kyoto. And this is the fun part, because this is when they get to enjoy some of the Gion Festival events. So I've included just in the itinerary some of the main parts, the main events. The Yamaboko Parade is on July 17th, and they are here on July 16th. And then there's lots of evening options and lots of people dressing in traditional attire and that type of thing. Joyce is going to do a full-day Kyoto Gold Highlights tour on this day and go to the Fushimi Inari Shrine and just get to see a lot of amazing things that are in this area in Kyoto. Then they stay overnight in Kyoto, and so she'll be able to go to the evening activities in Kyoto, and then they will depart the next day and sail to Kobe. Kobe, Japan. There are some amazing different types of excursions that you could do in Kobe. You could go back to Kyoto and do a full-day private Kyoto tour. You could go to Osaka. You could do a breweries tour, and there are so many other options for things that you could do in Kobe. Then the next day is at Kochi, and it's along the coast of Shikoku. It's like this small little friendly area, and you can enjoy some local food. Of course, anywhere you can enjoy any of the local food. And there's a beautiful botanical garden here. Joyce is going to do something with the historical highlights of Kochi and really get to see the Kochi Castle and the Shimanto River and just really get to immerse herself in this area. Okay, the next day, now we're to Saturday already, and she gets to visit Hiroshima. And so they're at Hiroshima from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. So a nice long day in Hiroshima, and there's lots of options to do at Hiroshima as well. Walking tours, you can take a bus tour, you can really just visit Miyajima Island, which is a ferry ride from Hiroshima. There's just so much that you can see and do in Hiroshima. Okay, now we're on Sunday. Sunday is another sea day, so it's just kind of a downtime and relaxing kind of day on board the ship. Monday, arrive at Nagasaki. So Nagasaki is a beautiful port city, and it's located on the island of Kyushu. So it's been a Japanese trading hub for centuries. Both Nagasaki and Hiroshima were destroyed by an atomic bomb during World War II. And so there's a Nagasaki Peace Park, which is, really beautiful and amazing, commemorates the tragedy of being destroyed in World War II. And it's just, they've got some beautiful things to see and do, cultural tours and private tours and all kinds of options in Nagasaki. All right, then we're on Tuesday. Tuesday the 22nd is a city called Jeju City. They used to call it Cheju with CH, but now it's more authentic to call it Jeju City. It's an island, and there are 3 World Heritage Sites on the island. There's some lava tube caves, there's lots of museums, and outdoor activities like surfing and hiking and theme parks and all kinds of fun things to do on Jeju Island. So that's going to be a really fun day from 7 until 4 on Jeju Island. Then on Wednesday in Kagoshima. And Kagoshima is on the southwestern tip of Kyushu Island. It's got the Sakurajima volcano, which is one of Japan's most active volcanoes. You can take a ferry up close to the volcano, or you can just see it from a viewpoint nearby. So it's beautiful. Kagoshima is also known for hot springs, which are also called onsen. And there's lots of resorts in the area that offer hot springs, and you can see views of the active volcano. So this is Kagoshima is a really fun place to stop and to either get to experience the hot springs or get a view of the volcano. Just so many great options that you can do in this area. Okay, Thursday is a fun day at sea, and then Friday is disembarkation. And that is back in Tokyo at the port of Yokohama. So the disembarkation, the ship arrives at 6:30 a.m., but if you have cruised before, you know that you do not disembark until usually later in the morning, 9, 10, 11, about that time. So then I have lined up transportation to the airport for Joyce, and then she will take a flight from Tokyo to Seoul, Korea on that very same day. I think her flight arrives in Seoul, if I remember right, it's around 2 p.m. or something. And then get her car to the hotel. The hotel that I recommended here in Seoul is called the Mercure Ambassador Seoul Hongdae. And it's in Hongdae, and it's a really well-known, fun area. It's got lots of great, an art scene, indie music, clubs, entertainments. It's a really short walking distance from a local station, from markets, from parks, from art galleries. It's in a really good location, and it's a really nice hotel. So you can see a few pictures of the hotel here. You can see it's just big, beautiful hotel with terraces, lovely furnished room, and it's a really great option for staying. Okay. So she'll stay overnight on the Friday that she gets there. And then that next morning on Saturday in the morning, she will take a half-day Seoul walking tour. And so she'll meet her guide at the hotel and just start on the walking tour. It's about 4.5 hours. And she will go to the Seoul City Wall and walk along the wall. She'll get to visit the Namsangol Hanak Village, which is a recreated village that features some traditional style houses from an old dynasty. It really is a fun a glimpse into Korean life, and it's a great experience. And then they'll go to Namsan Tower Anyway, she'll get to get a really good feel for the city of Seoul with her half-day walking tour. Then she is on her own the rest of the day, or the rest for the afternoon for a little while, and then gets to do a really fun experience called the Seoul After Dark and Street Food Dinner. And that starts at 4 p.m. It goes for about 4 hours. And she gets to visit the famous palace in Seoul. It's called the Changdeokgung Palace. And it's one of the best preserved palaces. It's a UNESCO heritage site. It's known for the secret garden that it has inside. Then they'll go to a temple and end up at the Gwangjang Market for some street food dinner. So there's just like some really fun options for Korean dishes that she gets to try, like a japchae, which is Korean glass noodle salad, a spicy rice cake, a rice roll, dumplings, fish cakes, such a great variety of dishes from these different street food stalls, and just really have dinner and have some local fare. Then she will take the subway back to her hotel for that evening. So great, all of the things that she gets to do with that. So then the next day on Sunday, she will take a full day demilitarized zone excursion in Seoul. So this one starts at 7:30 a.m. It's a 7-hour tour, and she gets to go to the Korean demilitarized zone. This is the barrier, the border between South and North Korea. And so you can go, to different sites and different exhibitions. She gets to see the Freedom Bridge, the Third Infiltration Tunnel, the Imjingak Park, the DMZ Museum, and there's an observatory there. And it's just really great. She gets to really see all of the fun things in the area of the demilitarized zone. So cool. And then head back for the evening at the hotel, her last night. And then she will check out from the hotel on Monday, get transportation back to the airport, and fly home and arrive home on that same day, on Monday, July 28th. Doesn't that sound amazing? Just so great. What a fun itinerary. And I'm so excited for Joyce to get to experience so much of Japan with all these amazing cities and islands and locations that she gets to visit, as well as getting an up close and personal view of Seoul. So it's going to be fantastic. If this was your itinerary that we were looking at, then I would include all the documents that you need. I would include your cruise pricing if we were still at the point where we were getting the pricing all together. The excursions, I kind of touched on a few excursion options. There are so many excursion options, of course. If you have been on an ocean cruise before, you know that there are lots of options to choose from. So I kind of just touched on a few and included a few in the description that Joyce is taking, but there are so many others besides that. Now, the really great thing, if you book a cruise with me, the really great thing is if you are far enough in advance that you are not just making your final payment right then, because if we're within 90 days, usually, or 60 days or 120 days, depending on how long the cruise is, if we are within that final payment deadline, then this does not apply. But if we are outside of final payment, then whatever price you get at the time that you book, it's a great price, and I will give you the best price available. But between then and when you make your final payment, if the price goes down, if the cruise line offers a better sale, I can always get you the better sale, and I can get you a better price on your cruise. So that is a really great option, that cruise guarantee that you get with me, that I will always be on the lookout for a better price for you between when you book and when you make your final payment. Another thing is you can always make incremental payments as you go along. So like once you make your deposit, if you want to pay your cruise off in increments rather than wait until the final payment is due and pay for the whole thing, you are totally welcome to do that. So it's so great. Anyway, hasn't this been fun? I think it's been so fun to get to explore a Japan itinerary and combined with a little 3-day Seoul, Korea itinerary. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and it's been a great itinerary idea for you. If you are thinking of going to Asia, then this might be something you might want to consider. Feel free to contact me if you're interested in this or in any other trip. Happy to help you. Thanks. Have a great day. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.